Which gang's the city's biggest and baddest according to the NCPD?
Scavs hold the body count title. Well, or Maelstrom, depending on the season. But I gotta give style points to the Valentinos. They have a punishment for every occasion. Example, they sit you in front of a mirror with a shaving razor and tell you to keep going until red and pink turns to white.
How are things with you and Han working out?
They're not. He acts like nothing happened. Like he didn't cover up the mayor's death.
Must be tough.
I considered him a close partner. Maybe even a friend. So yeah, you could say that.
Didn't have any blowback? Mean for stepping into the Peter Pan case?
No. It's only 'cause of us Gonigal closed the investigation. They padded their stat books, so we're in the clear.
And? How do you feel about all this?
I'll let you know when I know. For now, I'm just helping out Joss. Enjoying some time off. Life should be back on track before long.
How's the career switch? When's our new private detective starting up?
I'm still finding the meads. Hasn't been easy, but the biggest hurdles are behind me. License, equipment, software. It's all in order. Just haven't figured out how to market myself.
Aiming to specialize in anything?
Kidnapping. Randy's ordeal put a lot in perspective.
Well, guess that makes sense. Not too pissed I haven't had the time for you?
You got your own stuff going on. I get that. We'll make up for it.
Yeah. Promise. As soon as I cut some dead weight.
I'll hold you to it.
Been having this thought lately.
About what?
Us. Can't get it out of my head.
That you don't see a happy ending?
How'd you know?
I didn't. Maybe I'm just starting to get to know you better.
Anyway, It's stupid. Rambling. Just forget I said anything.
Already forgotten.
Can't be easy, raising 3 kids on your own.
Well, it wasn't any easier with my husband. In fact, the best days were when he didn't come home. There were times I wished he'd disappear for a month, just to not have him hang around.
That bad, huh?
His bike in the highway, that was his world. But at home, let me tell you a story. This one time he took Dorian into the city. Had some errand to run, just father and son. He came back that night, dead-ass drunk, raging at me for calling the cops on him.
Did you?
River found him in some dive and brought Dorian home.
Must have been a relief then, when he left.
For weeks, I cried every night. My husband was killed, the father of my children.
I'm sorry.
Randy changed. He locked up. Not to mention the other 2 I still had to raise. Life was rough with him and without him. Sometimes there's no solution.
How'd he die?
The Aldecaldos told me he died an honorable death. Whatever the hell that means. They showed me his body, where his face used to be. Couldn't see the honor in that.
Let's, change this subject. Everything okay between you and River?
Yeah, finally found common ground. Better late than never.
Silver lining, considering the circumstances.
When I thought I might never see my Randy again. But all's well that ends well. I got my Randy back. And my brother, too.
Hope it's nothing but bright days ahead for Randy.
You never know with him. I swear, not since he lost his father.
Pretty tough blow for a kid to weather.
But after what that psycho did to him, I think it could change things for the better.
Don't doubt it. Joss, River told me about your parents.
He must really trust you. He'd hardly tell a soul about them.
Must have been a nightmare to see him die like that. How'd you hold up?
The orphanage put some things in perspective, but mostly it was us having each other. For a while. But my brother's obsession got the better of him. Like he needed to catch all the world's killers with his own two hands.
Not really all bad. Cop with a calling's one rare breed.
I guess. But I prefer how he is now. Finally come to terms with life and himself.
Hang in there, Joss.
I was just thinking of you. And before you ask, no, you weren't wearing clothes. Oh, before I forget, some lady called me, Elizabeth something, said she had a job for someone with an eye for virtues. Told her to drop you a line.
Nice of you to think of me, Judy.
Hey, don't mention it. I just hope she's worth the eddies.
Ugh, what a dumpster fire of a case.
You managed to crack it?
In a manner of speaking. As far as cases go, it was interesting.
Hope the same went for your cop. What else is going on besides that?
Ah, you know, same old. Rather hear what you've been up to. How's virtue tuning going? Scroll anything preem lately?
Depends what you call preem. Does smut count?
Guess I kinda have to be into a little bit of everything. When it comes to virtues, I'm mostly in it for the intel.
You mean seeing who killed who using what?
Yeah, something like that, but you see it differently. For you, it's art. Always wondered, why the smut industry?
Isn't it obvious? 2 minutes of real feels a week's pay.
Sure, but I thought someone like you wouldn't be into the whole objectification thing.
Objectification? Not in my virtues. My actors love what they do, and that's why everyone wants to feel them. Can't fake old school emotions.
How'd you get into virtues, anyway?
I always had a techie streak, ever since I was a little kid. When I felt my first virtue, I was like, hey, I can make this way better. So I tried, and I did. And then it just snowballed from there.
Something else I wanted to talk about?
Got all the time in the world.
What's new at the Mox?
Susie isn't giving me the time of day, as usual.
Couldn't you replace Susie and lead the Mox?
No way in hell. I'll stick with tuning virtues, thank you very much. If you haven't noticed, I'm not much of a people person.
How'd you hook up with the Mox in the first place?
I thought Susie and the gang could really change something in this city. I believed in them.
Winded up business as usual?
I mean, I wouldn't go that far. Few Joy Toys' lives really changed for the better thanks to them.
Got another question on my mind.
Shoot.
If I wasn't always on the move, you and I could spend more time together. Enjoy life.
Quality over quantity, V. Just focus on tying up all your loose ends. Then you and I are leaving this city once and for all.
Try to. Helps to keep it at the back of my mind.
Guarantee it does. People already say I've got a bounce in my step.
Still think about leaving Night City?
Yeah, someday. But as of right now, I've still got a reason to stay.
Let's talk for a little while longer, before I have to Delta somewhere.
For you, I've got all day.